What's up, everybody? This is Matt from Just Another Day in the NBA. In our last podcast episode, we talked about what a hypothetical Blake Griffin to the Warriors trade would look like, but we just wanted to make this video to break it down even further. So, here's what this trade's going to look like. Golden State's going to be sending D'Angelo Russell, Alec Burks, and a 2022 lottery-protected first-round pick that would convert to 2 second-round picks if not conveyed in 2022 to Detroit for Blake Griffin and his $34.5 million salary. Now, just to check and make sure that this works with NBA salary cap rules, D'Angelo Russell and Alec Burks make just under $29 million combined. Golden State's allowed to receive 125% of that in a trade. Luckily, that $29 million allows them to receive about $36 million, which is over Blake Griffin's $34 million salary, so this trade works. An important note to consider, D'Angelo Russell is not eligible to be traded until December 14th, so this trade could go through on December 15th. This is also important because Klay Thompson is projected to come back in January or February, so Klay will be starting to get healthy by the time Russell's eligible to be traded, and Golden State could wait until the trade deadline to make this move if they want. So, why would the Golden State Warriors want Blake Griffin? Reason number one is his passing. Blake Griffin is one of the best passing big men in the NBA. By assist percentage among big men, Nikola Jokic leads the way at 36.1%, but Blake Griffin is in a strong second place at 26.8%, ahead of his potential future teammate Draymond Green, who comes in at 26.1%. When it comes to limiting turnovers, Blake also shines. Nikola Jokic has an 11.4 turnover ratio, Draymond Green has 15.6, Blake Griffin outperforms both of them with an 11.3 turnover ratio. Blake's assist percentage is in the realm of starting NBA guards like Eric Bledsoe and Victor Oladipo, and not too far behind other ball-dominant scorers such as Kemba Walker. Watch here as Blake shows off his passing skill by feeding a pass through a tight window to Andre Drummond on the pick and roll. Blake Griffin has become a master at the pick and roll as a ball handler during his time in Detroit, and this is something that he could definitely bring to Golden State's offense as well. He also can show off his passing acumen in drive and kick situations, kicking to Wayne Ellington for an easy 3 here, or driving to the hoop and feeding the ball to Andre Drummond for a couple of easy slams against Milwaukee. Blake also has become a master at passing out of post-up situations, finding teammates for easy slams or for open threes. This is something that Golden State hasn't had a lot of and something that they could definitely use in their offensive system. Reason number 2 the Warriors would want Blake Griffin? Big man scoring. This is another area where the Warriors have a lot of room for improvement. Their leading scorer among big men last year was a hobbled DeMarcus Cousins, averaging 16.3 points per game. The rest of their big men cannot be expected to contribute much to their overall point total. This year, they lose DeMarcus Cousins and add Willie Cauley-Stein and Omari Spellman, neither of whom are dominant interior scorers. A healthy Blake Griffin, who averaged 24.5 points per game last year, could reasonably be expected to outscore the entire rest of their front court combined. Blake Griffin has developed into a dominant and versatile scorer in this league. He can score on post-ups against elite NBA defenders and crash the offensive glass for easy putbacks. He's also very adept at drawing fouls inside, and he can finish at the rim on drives as well. He's become very efficient scoring out of the pick and roll, and he can take advantage of switches against both larger and smaller players. The one thing Golden State has lacked during their recent dynasty has been an effective scoring presence inside. Blake Griffin can provide that and give their offense the one thing that it's been lacking during this run. And don't forget, he hasn't lost his athleticism either.
Ahead to Blake Griffin, head of steam, down the lane, the basket. Dynamite dunk, took out some frustration.
The scary thing is, Blake might not have even unlocked his full scoring potential in Detroit. Take a look at this clip that we showed earlier. Notice how Detroit's poor spacing allows the Milwaukee Bucks to effectively double-team Blake Griffin in the post. Wayne Ellington drifts in no man's land at the top of the key, but replace him with off-ball workhorse Klay Thompson, and he won't make that same mistake. With better surrounding perimeter shooters and Draymond Green in the front court who can slide out to the perimeter on plays like this, Milwaukee won't have the luxury of employing this defensive tactic against Blake. While Griffin was able to draw a foul here, this is the type of play that you can expect him to finish with better spacing in Golden State. Reason number 3 for the Warriors to get Blake Griffin? His shooting. While the Warriors are known as an elite three-point shooting team, their big men have not helped them on that front. Adding D'Angelo Russell this year should help, but it won't fix the lack of shooting in their front court. Jonas Jerebko was their most efficient three-point shooter last year, but he only attempted 2.6 threes per game. Enter Blake Griffin, who showed that he can be an above-average three-point shooter last year at a high volume. His efficiency and three-point frequency were both in line with what D'Angelo Russell did last year. While not something that many people would have expected coming into the league, Blake Griffin has developed into a solid outside shooter. Golden State's offense might not require him to drill isolation stepbacks like this. However, his effectiveness from beyond the arc forces defenses to stay honest and play up on him when he's catching the ball at the top of the key or when he's running the pick and roll as a ball handler. Defenses can't go under screens anymore against Blake Griffin. And with the shot clock winding down, he can always take a defender one-on-one, and drill a step back. Reason number 4 to swap D'Angelo Russell for Blake Griffin: defense. While Blake Griffin is not known as a stellar defender, he's certainly proven to be capable on that end of the floor, not something that can always be said for D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell posted a negative 0.5 defensive box plus minus last year, only a slight improvement from his career negative 1.2 mark. Blake Griffin, on the other hand, posted a positive 0.4 defensive box plus minus, only slightly down from his strong career 1.1 mark. Sometimes Blake can be a tad slow on that end of the floor, but his basketball instincts remain strong. That, plus his combination of size and athleticism, can lead to highlight reel blocks like these.
Open man is Harrell, who gets absolutely stoned at the apex by Griffin. And look at the emotion from Blake.
While Blake Griffin can make the Warriors an even more formidable force this year, D'Angelo Russell can also revitalize a Pistons organization that's been stuck in the mud for the past couple of seasons. While it might seem like he's been in the league forever, Andre Drummond is still only 25 years old, and his aging curve would sync up much better with a 23-year-old D'Angelo Russell than with a 30-year-old Blake Griffin. D'Angelo Russell could also provide balance between their frontcourt and backcourt star power, something that Detroit was hoping to get with Reggie Jackson, but that experiment clearly has been a great failure in Detroit. D'Angelo Russell has also proven to be a much better pick-and-roll ball handler than Reggie Jackson has, and when paired with an elite rim-running center like Andre Drummond, they can form a formidable combo at the 1 and 5 positions. Additionally, the fact that Drummond and Russell are still young players in this league means that they'll have plenty of time to grow together through long careers in Detroit. This should give Detroit plenty of time to add the wing scoring punch that it needs in order to become a title contender. So, while Blake Griffin going to the Warriors might be the splashy part of this deal, there are still plenty of reasons for Pistons fans to be excited about adding a great young player in D'Angelo Russell to their squad. Thanks so much everybody for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights, analysis, and not so crazy stories of the NBA.